back to streaming here. It's going to take me a minute to, double check and make sure everything's working properly. But I'm just going to keep playing for the moment, trying to grind up a little bit of money. And it looks like things are maybe working again. I might have to actually go reset my internet. That might be the problem. Let's find out. I'm just going to keep playing for a few minutes. Hopefully we'll have some people come back and let me know if the audio has been fixed. Apparently my audio went out earlier, so I want to try to make sure everything's working properly here. Let's see. It says the commentary is working. Okay, so I'm just going to keep on rolling here for a few minutes and see if it fixes itself. Alright, Dexter, looks like you're in here. Let me type to you real quick. Hopefully that fixed the issue, restarting everything. If not, then I'm gonna have to go check on the internet. Again, I'm really new to streaming, so some of these issues that happen, I don't necessarily know exactly what all the problem is, but I'd like to work on getting it as smooth as possible. Yeah, alright, good, man. I'm glad it's working again. Thanks for sticking around. Basically what I'm doing here is, this isn't mandatory. If I were a better player, I wouldn't have to do this probably, but I'm going to grind a little bit of money up because I need 100 rupees to get 16 bombs, which you need a lot of bombs in the last dungeon, especially I'm going to, because there's a lot of secret walls that require them, and I don't remember where they all are, so I'm probably going to waste a lot of bombs. So if I can go in with 16, that's going to be helpful. Also, there's so many rooms that are dangerous, that I don't know which way is the way to go. There's so many rooms that are dangerous that I take a lot of damage and I'm going to need medicine, so I'm probably going to have to use the blue medicine and then leave and then come back with a full red potion. But there's actually 2 items that you have to get in the last dungeon. One is a silver arrow so that you can kill Ganon. The other, you don't have to get it, but it'd basically be impossible for me to beat it without it, is the red ring, which will give me the red armor, which will allow me to, take more damage, essentially. So the red armor is the last armor you can get. Okay, this is where I need to be. The red armor is the last armor you need to get, and it, I think, cuts your damage by like 1/3 from what would have originally been, or maybe in half from the blue one. So just briefly, I'm going to run up here, go back and grab those extra rupees, which I'm going to have to remember where it was. Excuse me. I think it's up near the top. That or to the left. Actually, I think it might be to the left. It might be really quick to get to. Let's go this way and find out. No. Hold on. I apologize in advance if this is going to end up taking an extra 5 or 10 minutes, but I can't quite remember where I'm supposed to go, so it's going to take me, I need to, anytime I can go down one of these steps, I need to do it. Alright, hopefully I can knock this out quickly, and then maybe spend about 15 minutes or so in the final dungeon, and then we'll be done with the game, which would be great. So this must be the area that I go to get the item. Let me go ahead and kill these guys just to double check that. Maybe when I'm gonna drop some money or something. Yeah, this is where the item was. And anybody who's just joining, I see we got a few more people watching. So anybody who's here for the first time, welcome. Anybody who's returning, good timing. I'm getting pretty close to the end. I've beaten all of the dungeons except for the last one. I'm just trying to come in here to get extra bombs. So this is the right place. Unfortunately, now I'm going to have to come back with 8 more rupees. So let me go fight a couple things, and then I'll be good to go. And I think I mentioned this earlier in the stream, I don't actually recall ever sitting down and playing this game all the way through from start to finish, like, without really pausing the game for even like 10, 15, 20 minutes or something. If not, just saving it and coming back to it later. So, if I were able to beat it tonight, especially if I beat it without dying, which so far I haven't, that would be a first for me. So I really appreciate everybody who stopped by, and especially everybody who was interacting with the chat. Hopefully we'll be able to pull this off. Just need to get 3 more rupees, and then I'll be in good shape. And now that I've got infinite keys, as you can see, it says A there next to my key number. So I've got the master key, and I can go anywhere I want. So anytime, this time, instead of having to save keys, I can just go in the doors and not have to worry about it. Unfortunately, this dungeon is not giving me very many opportunities. There we go. Surely I can get 2 more rubies from these guys. It's not giving me very many opportunities to make money. Oh, so close. 1 to go. There we go. Okay. So let's head back. We'll grab the, we'll update the bomb count to 16, and then we'll make our way over to try to kill Ganon. The last dungeon should take me a little bit, and I probably will have to go in, you know, go through some of the rooms, bomb some of the walls, and then leave, simply because I'm gonna have to have probably a red potion to finish the whole thing. And at this point, I don't really care how much damage I take, because I shouldn't be in here too much longer. So one thing you probably note is, I mean, some people were asking earlier about the music. A lot of iconic music in this game. All of the dungeons, and there are 8 of them so far that we've beaten, they all have the same music. Ganon's dungeon, you know, the 9th level, has different music than any of the other ones, and it's really dark and pretty cool. So I'm looking forward. You know, it's the only time in the game you get to hear that music, so I'm looking forward to getting back over there and doing it. Okay, let's head out of here and get on to the final stage. And we're actually, ironically, pretty close to it already, so that's good. So Dexter, if you, I think you're still in here, have you, I think you mentioned you never played this game before, have you ever seen the end of it, like in a YouTube video or anything like that? I know sometimes, like, you know, people will make YouTube videos showing, like, the final bosses of certain famous games and stuff. Have you ever seen how this game ends? I gotta remember how to get there. Let's see. No, never seen the ending. Let's see. This world music is pretty sweet. I can listen to this all day. Yeah, man, this is very iconic music. I think you'll appreciate the final music as well. Okay, here we go. This should be the path right here. Final music is super dark. Hopefully I'll be able to show you the end of the game here if you stick around for it. And yeah, alright, so this is the final stage. This left rock, I believe. Have to bomb it. This is the hint that the old man was given in one of the previous dungeons. And here we go. Let me pause it just for 1 second. Type into my Twitter and let everybody know that I'm playing. See if I can get anybody to come and see the end of the game. Alright, I doubt I'll pull anybody off of Twitter, but worth a try. And let's go ahead and start making our way. Now y'all are going to have to just bear with me because there's so many aspects to this final dungeon that I do not remember. But I do remember that there are specific spots where, you know, there's supposed to be secrets. So it'll just kind of take me a minute to move around and bomb places and whatnot. Okay. The red guys are easy. It's the blue guys that are a huge pain. I think the first thing I gotta do is just go here and go to the right. Okay. Yeah, this is good. Good start. I know for sure that I need to go this way for something. See, I have vague memories of this dungeon. It's been a while since I played, and there's a lot of hard rooms, so a lot of times I just try to avoid stuff. But if I recall, I need to get as far right as possible. There should be a big boss in this room, yeah. I need to get as far right as possible, and there should be a place where I can bomb the wall. This is like one of 2 or 3 of these mini bosses before you get to Ganon, and they do a lot of damage, as you can see. Okay. We got some random old guy just... Oh, go to the next room. Yeah, he means bomb. Okay. I'm trying to imagine. I can't remember if I take 2 hearts of damage from certain monsters. Because if I do, I should go ahead and potion. If not, I should probably try to get maybe 1 more hit. And I think that the red ring that I'm looking for is actually down here somewhere. So I need to keep going. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, I think that's where I need to be right there. I'm gonna attempt to take 1 hit before okay. At this point, I'm gonna try to kill this guy and get the red ring, but if it gets close, I'm just gonna have to leave and go out and get a potion. So this is the time where I actually have to, like, try to play decently to not screw up the run. Okay. I think this is actually the room. Okay. Assuming that my stream is still running smoothly, which my internet browser has been acting a little funny. This is a big deal. I'm really glad I remember where this was. This is going to allow me to take a lot more hits. Got the red ring. Now I'm red. Sorry if my stream was lagging a little bit there. I don't know if it's my internet or what, but hopefully the volume on the stream is still running. So I just got the red ring, which is super important. The only 2 things left to do in the game are find the silver arrow and then find Ganon. And I know that all this stuff down here does not lead to either of those things, but I do want to kill this stuff real quick because I've got to leave the dungeon for just a couple minutes because I've got to go buy a potion or else I just literally will not make it through. And since I have time to run out and get more bombs, I might as well check to see if I can bomb any of these areas. Okay. I'm not even gonna risk fighting those guys since they eat your shield. Stream's running smoothly. Awesome, Dexter. Thanks, man. Glad to know it. And I guess it's just my web browser being slow. just going to ignore all enemies and make my way out. Or at least ignore all enemies that I can ignore. I'll go pick up one more potion, and then after that, all that's left to do is just make it to the end and beat it. And hopefully I won't get lost along the way. This was the dungeon I was talking about earlier in the stream, that when I was a kid, I think the first time I beat this game, I was probably like 6 or 7 or 8 or something. And I literally sat down, like this dungeon was so complex that I sat down with a piece of paper and drew every room in the whole thing and just tried to figure out, like, you know, where I was supposed to go. Having the red ring is going to make life so much easier fighting a lot of these monsters, because I'm just not going to take nearly as much damage. So I'm really glad that I'm not going to have to deal with that anymore. Alright. The cool thing is if you look at the map of this level, it's a skull. So that's pretty cool. Level 9, you got a skull there, and I believe that one of the eyeballs is where Ganon, I think it's the left eyeball, is where Ganon is. So all I need is just a few minutes to run down, collect a little bit of money, grab this potion, and then I will be back to finish the last dungeon. And the game will be over. And I do want to give some credit. Like, a lot of times, some of the stuff that I end up talking about with these older games is partially inspired by, you know, it's my own memories and nostalgia with the game, but sometimes too it's like some of the videos that other people have made that I've seen on YouTube and whatnot talking about the game. And one of my favorites is his name is James Rolfe. I'm sure most people know who he is that watch anything to do with video games online, but he has a series on YouTube and his website cinemassacre.com. He's like a filmmaker, but he started this sort of funny series in the early 2000s called The Angry Video Game Nerd. And in any way, so like he talks about video games a lot. And one thing he mentioned in some of his videos is that in Legend of Zelda, you know, like, you don't know what Ganon looks like, especially back in the 80s. If you had this game, you just know that Ganon is this evil guy at the end of the game. You don't have no idea what he looks like. You don't know, you know, what the fight's going to be like. You just know that, like, he's this evil person. And so it was a really huge build-up when you're a kid trying to get to the end of the game. And then when you get there, you know, it's just kind of like you're all excited because you made it to the final boss. And you know, especially when you're 5, 6, 7, 8 years old playing some of these games, it's just a really unique experience, because when you get older, you know, the excitement isn't really there so much anymore. You're just kind of playing through games, but back then it was actually like a real adventure. So that's why I always, you know, enjoy coming back to play these games that are older, the retro games, even more than a lot of new Xbox and PlayStation games, is because I kind of still get that somewhat sense of excitement just because I remember what it used to feel like to play the games. Alright, we got enough money. This is pretty much do or die at this point, so we get one more red potion. Hopefully along the way somebody will drop some bombs for us. And we're just going to make an attempt to beat the game. Hopefully we'll be able to do it. And if we do, that'll be a completion without dying. And that'd be really good to do. There's one more place on the map. Earlier I was having some issues with the stream when I discovered it, and I didn't need any potions. There's one more place on the map over to the right near the second dungeon where you can find another old lady who will sell you potions. So you don't always have to go back to that spot, but for whatever reason I just always do, unless I'm way over there. It's the easiest one for me to remember how to get to easily. And these are staircases that I burned holes in, like with my lamp that I bought early in the game. That's how you get some of the life pieces early in the game. So as you can see, I got the full scope now. I've got 16 hearts. When you first start the game, you only have 3. And you can't get the second sword until you have 5, and you can't get the master sword until you have 13. So I've collected all the hearts from the 8 dungeons. So that would be 11. 8 plus 3 is 11. And that leaves 5 that you have to find in the world. So I found all 5 of the ones in the world. And this is it. Now I just got to go in and make my way and try to find Ganon and get the silver arrow and beat the game. And for any, I noticed we got a few more viewers currently than we had earlier. Welcome. Please feel free to leave any messages in the chat. I like responding to stuff. I'm new to streaming, and I haven't actually played this game in a long time, but I'm trying to celebrate Zelda's anniversary. I beat Zelda 2 last week, so if any of y'all have any interest in going back to check out the recording of that, you can. But so far on this run, we haven't died yet, so if we can find the silver arrow and then beat Ganon, we'll have a really successful stream. Okay. Now the first place that I think that I need to go is back to the old man that says go to the next room. I believe that's going to take me to the left part of the map. And then over there is like a tricky maze, but if I can solve that, I think that'll take me everywhere I need to go for the rest of the game. And for the most part, I'm going to just ignore enemies in a lot of these rooms. Zelda 2 has experience points that you can get. So when you fight enemies, you get experience points and you can level up. In this game, you can't do that. So the only reason to fight enemies would be if you have to do it to clear a room. Like right now, I won't be able to go down the staircase until I kill all these guys. Or if you're trying to farm money. Okay. Check on the stream real quick. Alright, Diggity Dan, welcome back, man. I remember you came and chatted last time, and I apologize that it took me a minute to respond to your chat. I'm really new to streaming, and so I didn't catch it for quite some time, but welcome back. I appreciate you being here. Hopefully I'll be able to complete the game here. I don't think this is the right way, but at the same time, it might be. Let's see if this puts us against the right wall. Okay. I think this is the right way to go. And I think I do need to go down there for something. I don't remember if this is the silver arrow part or... That went much better than the previous one. Okay, obviously this is a room that I got a bomb in, so while I've got that bomb there, I might as well just use these to kill guys. I think this is where the silver arrow is. I really do. I think that we've already found it. This is Rich, fool. Quit being so courteous. It's awful. Well, you know, to be honest with you, Rich, I thought that it might be you. Here's the silver arrow. Awesome. I thought that it might be you because it said Diggity, but then it says Diggity Dan 88. I didn't know the Dan part, and I remember, or is that D-O-N? Donut something. I remember you used the 88s for the donuts, so I don't know where the Dan came from. If you want to explain that to me, it'd help me. But hey, man, thanks for coming in. We're right near the end. All we got to do is find Ganon. And what's really funny, Rich, is I had a few guys that, Dexter's still here, but I had another person come in earlier who was chatting with me and asking me a bunch of questions, and eventually got to Smash Brothers, and so we got to have a long conversation about how the original Smash Brothers on Nintendo 64 came at a time before, you know, they could just patch the game on the internet, and how we had to patch the game ourselves in college and not let people play like Donkey Kong with throws, or not let people play Kirby. So it was really an interesting conversation. And it would be really awesome if we could play Smash Brothers again sometime, just for fun. Okay. Alright. I actually don't remember. There's some place that I can go here that's going to take me to Ganon, and then there's another place that's going to reset me and make me go back and do a bunch of different stuff. So I've got to figure out what that is. I think this is it. Alright, if this takes us to Ganon, we're in good shape. It did not take us to Ganon. I don't think that this is the place that I need to be. I'm gonna have to figure this out. Let's see. Oh, maybe this is it. This is why I had to create a map of this place when I was a kid. Because even when you have the map in-game, you don't remember where all you've been, and it just, like, there's so many circular staircases, and it's just really difficult to find your way to the last boss. Okay. Well, that's not very good. Got hit by three bats there. Oh, I think this is it. Alright, this is it. If we beat this guy, we'll walk into the next room and fight Ganon. And that'll be the game. Okay, so the only item you really need here is the silver arrow. And I think this is it. So let's try it and see. Yep, this is it. Alright, there's Ganon, big giant pig guy. So he's invisible, you just gotta walk around swinging your sword, or at least from what I know. And eventually you will hit him enough times to where he will sit still and turn red, and you can hit him with the silver arrow. So sometimes you get lucky and hit him multiple times in a row, sometimes you just don't for a long time. But I've got 2 charges of my potion, so I should be in pretty good shape. There it is. Alright, that's it. There's the Triforce. Or another piece of it anyway. And I always thought it was cool that this room had a skull in it, just like the giant labyrinth has a skull. And funny enough, you can actually still die right here if you run into this fire. I've run into this room before with very little health and almost hit this fire, so you gotta hit it with your sword. There's Princess Zelda, and there's the Legend of Zelda, the very first Legend of Zelda on the regular Nintendo. Thanks, Link, you're the hero of Hyrule. And all those hours of play, just to be told you're a hero, but I guess in the NES era, that's about the best you can get. And so, we got a nice theme at the end here, another piece of music. It says, finally, peace returns to Hyrule, the end. And just as a piece of nostalgia, you know, don't forget this game was made in 1986, so it's not super complicated in terms of what they could do at the end, but sort of as a piece of nostalgia, it's like, you know, if you beat a game back then, I remember when I was a kid, if you beat a game, it was like a really, really big deal. So I remember being super pumped up that I beat this when I was a kid. You know, games like Contra, even the Super Mario Brothers games, I remember being excited about beating. So as you can see, we were running on 0. That was the game we were playing. When Link holds the sword on the main menu, that means that you've beaten the game on the first mission, and then there's a second mission if you want to play it. But notice I have the number 0. That means we beat the whole game without dying. So I'm really glad that we were able to do that, and I really appreciate everybody that stopped by and watched, and anybody who happens to watch the video of this later, if anybody does. So let's see, we got some comments. Rich is saying, old Dayak name was Diggity Dank Diggs. Oh, that's right. And yet the Smash... Oh, and yes, the Smash was great. Grats on the One Life Zelda. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate you stopping by and leaving some comments. Yeah, Dayak Dark Age of Camelot. If you're still there, what class did you play? I remember Crazy Kyle playing the Thane, but I don't remember what you played. It's some kind of like healer or something. But anyway, as you can see, the Kip name, which is my name, I beat that one a while back, like maybe a year ago or something. And so I hadn't played the game in a while, so eventually I'd like to play the game for a third time and get a full row of 0 death runs. But that was a lot of fun for me. I really appreciate everybody stopping by. And I'm probably going to try to stream some type of retro game every Thursday night. I'm just going to lame call it Throwback Thursday. So usually probably around 6 or 7 o'clock I'm going to try to play something. I might not be able to play a full game all the way through because some of the Super Nintendo games are a lot longer than the regular Nintendo games. But last week we beat Zelda 2. This week we got Legend of Zelda. And I think maybe next week I'll play some Super Nintendo Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Maybe even some this weekend. Just because it's Zelda's 30th anniversary this month. So... And Rich says, Rune Master first, then Shaman. Okay, that does actually ring a bell. You know, actually the other day, Rich, I don't know if you're still in here, I was thinking about potentially playing Diablo 3 again. I remember you guys playing Diablo 2. Y'all were kind of at the end of your run, I believe, when I first got to college. But Diablo 3 was fun for a little while, and then it got a little grindy. But I never had any friends to play with, so maybe at some point I'll play that again. But hope you're well, man. Thanks for stopping by. And Dexter, you were here for most of the time. I really appreciate you being here and hanging out and watching the stream. So if you guys ever have anything that you want me to play or you want to watch something else, let me know. And then also let me know if you guys do any streams. I'd love to watch as well. I really enjoy, you know, watching other people comment on the games and whatnot. So I'm going to cut off the stream. Y'all have an excellent night and a great weekend, and hopefully I'll see some of y'all next time.